and I am here today because a source inside Nintendo has reached out to me, asking me for help to get out an important message to fans about the coming Legend of Zelda movie. From what this source says, there's a great deal of pressure being brought on Nintendo to make this film version of the classic video game woke, and they wanted to get the word out to fans about the struggle that's going on behind the scenes, and to reassure fans that Nintendo is taking a bold stand in this instance and ask for the fans' help.
So I wasn't even aware that a Zelda movie was in the works, but shout out to Dictor Van Doomcock for bringing it to my attention, and now I'm bringing it to your attention. Apparently, Nintendo is moving forward with a Zelda movie, which was announced late last year. And of course, they're going off the success of the recent Super Mario Bros. Movie, which did tremendously well, made hundreds of millions of dollars worldwide. So it's no doubt that Nintendo wants to bank on that success, and they have plenty of IPs to play with and continue on with that momentum with Zelda. Now, I do hope to make a Metroid movie because I do like the whole space exploration movies, aliens, whatnot. But right now, let's focus on Zelda. This was announced back in November, and from what Dictor Van Doomcock is hearing from his insider source at Nintendo, now this is a rumor, and I'll play the clip of that rumor, that Hollywood is trying to insert DEI, ESG, wokeism into this movie. And Nintendo, so far, is standing their ground. Let's hope they continue. But let's go through this article, Esquire, and then I'm going to play the clip that Dictor Van Doomcock put out there about the rumor he heard from his inside source at Nintendo. The Legend of Zelda movie, everything we know. Nintendo officially announced that a live-action Link will grace the big screen November 9th, 2023. The Legend of Zelda may be a massive open-world game, but our little hero is about to enter an even larger universe, the real world. According to Nintendo, a live-action The Legend of Zelda film produced by creator Shigeru Miyamoto is in development. Wes Ball, director of the Maze Runner series and the upcoming Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, will helm the project. Nintendo will partner with Sony to distribute the movie, as well as producer Avi Arad, Venom, Uncharted, and screenwriter Derek Connolly, Jurassic World, created by Miyamoto and Takashi Tezuka back in 1986. The celebrated video game series follows an elf-like knight who fights to save Princess Zelda from a tyrannical demon warlord named Ganon. The two-dimensional action game has since expanded to become one of Nintendo's most popular franchises of all time, with multiple entries seen as some of the greatest video games ever made. I agree. 1988's The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time was a feat of 3D gaming at the time of its release, and recent hits such as 2017's The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild and 2023's Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom have topped Game of the Year lists. My personal favorite, A Link to the Past. I have been working on the live-action film of The Legend of Zelda for many years now with Avi Arad, who has produced many mega hit films, Miyamoto wrote on X, formerly Twitter. It will take time until its completion, but I hope you look forward to seeing it. To my knowledge, Link has never said a single word in the video games outside of a couple of expression-filled grunts. So, The Legend of Zelda might follow the Super Mario Bros. Movie and become another journey in questionable acting choices. Hopefully, they find the perfect Link. While there aren't many details about the film itself, it looks like Mario and Sonic are about to have another friend at the movies. Now, let's check out the video Doomcock put out there warning people what's going on between Nintendo and Hollywood. Again, it is just a rumor, but it's something to keep in mind.
Those are the basics, my friends, and with that out of the way, now we come to what I've been told about the fight to ruin the Legend of Zelda movie by woke wankers who want to weigh it down with the message, TM. At this point, I must state that what I'm about to share with you is information provided to me by a source inside Nintendo through my Hollywood spies, but since I cannot personally confirm what I've been told, I am presenting this solely as unverified rumor, and I ask you to please take it with a grain of salt. So towards the end of November 2023, I was contacted by my Hollywood spies who sent me the following report. Quote, "Our source with Nintendo has sent us a message. The source told us, quote, if you would pass along a message to DVD telling him the following, let him know that Nintendo is under immense pressure to make Link not the hero and make the princess the one that saves him. Nintendo has told them to go pound sand, but there is a campaign to try and convince as many people that it will be woke, so these people will avoid it." Unquote.
Oh boy, here we go. They want to make Link the hero of this venerable video game franchise that's been around since the 80s. They want to make Link a damsel in distress, and they want to make Princess Zelda a stunning, brave woman that saves him. Yawn. Again, this bullshit will make every Zelda fan puke up massive piles of 8-bit pixels.
Harvey Cthulhu, that's how I felt when I heard this. When I got this update, I had many questions, particularly, who is they? Who exactly is trying to force Nintendo into making the movie a twisted woke parody of what it's supposed to be? I asked my spies for follow-up, and here's what they told me, quote, "Our source got back with us on this, and all they would say is people that are aligned with BlackRock and Vanguard. The source didn't want to reveal the exact people behind this. However, they did say that it would be helpful if you just get the word out that the forces of the woke and their bought and paid for media are trying to push a narrative that Nintendo is changing Zelda, and that's completely false."
What vile villainy! Are you telling us that these forces of woke are planning to sabotage Legend of Zelda by poisoning the fans against it?
That is the implication here, Skull of Calderon. From what I can gather, these BlackRock Vanguard allies, probably executives inside Sony who are trying to enforce the will of their woke masters, were trying to bully Nintendo into changing Legend of Zelda to make Princess Zelda the hero and have Link be the damsel in distress who needs to be rescued, since we can no longer, in this brave new woke, have men being heroic. Nintendo told them to fuck off. No one is changing their IP. Sony then came back at them, according to this source, saying, well, how about you just make her the hero in the first movie, then in the sequel Link can go back to being the hero. And Nintendo told them to go fuck themselves again. Nintendo is not taking any bullshit. After the success of the Super Mario Brothers movie, they don't need to. They know what sells, and woke ain't it. And Nintendo is still in the business, surprise, surprise, of making money. At this point, unable to make Nintendo bend the knee, the forces of woke are now prepared to launch a campaign wherein they try to convince the public that Legend of Zelda is woke, to sabotage it and kill it at the box office. See, this is a new tactic, folks. This is a very important one to pay attention to. They think, well, if we can't make the movie woke, we can make the public believe it's woke in advance. And that way, we get a propaganda win because fans will stay away from the theater, and thus we win again and send out the message to studios, you might as well play along with our woke agenda, because if you don't, we'll still lie and smear you with it, and in the wider public perception, the movie will be remembered as woke anyway by people who didn't see it.
Now, I know it's just a rumor, but it wouldn't put it past me, and I would not be surprised to see Hollywood, if they're not able to inject DEI, ESG, Marxist mandates into the Legend of Zelda movie, if they try to advertise that it's a woke movie to dissuade fans from actually viewing it. It's sabotage, plain and simple. Plain and simple. But we'll see what happens. Us fans, especially those who grew up playing this video game franchise have always wanted to see The Legend of Zelda on the big screen, live action, and hopefully Link does not say a word. I think the closest we got, I believe, was IGN's kind of spoof on a live action movie, their little April Fool's joke many years ago. But this is going to be a multi-million-dollar movie, and it can be great if they get it right. And hopefully Nintendo will stand their ground and make sure Hollywood doesn't screw this franchise up like they've screwed up other franchises and ruined our beloved movies that we've known for years. Looking at you, Star Wars, Star Trek. But what do you all think? Do you think Hollywood's going to try to pull this off? Do you think they'll be able to pull this off? I think they'll try, but they won't succeed because we're in the information age. And with that, people like Doomcock, myself, you, the viewer, will spread the word and tell what's really going on. And I think Nintendo is still reeling from the old Super Mario movie back in the 90s with Bob Hopkins, John Leguizamo, Dennis Hopper. So I think they'll hold their IPs close to the chest. They did that with the recent Mario Bros. Movie, and I think they'll continue that with Zelda. But we'll wait and see. Hopefully they'll hold their ground. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to get notified of future videos. And until the next one, take care.